What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the world's first cryptocurrency, and it works because of the world's first public blockchain network. What does Bitcoin do? It's simple. It lets you send and receive value to and from anyone in the world using nothing more than a computer and an internet connection. Now, why is it revolutionary? Because unlike every other tool for sending money over the internet, it works without the need to trust a middleman. The lack of any corporation in between means that Bitcoin is the world's first public digital payments infrastructure. And by public, I simply mean available to all and not owned by any single entity.
Bitcoin represents a paradigm shift in how money and value are transferred. Unlike traditional banking systems, which rely on intermediaries, Bitcoin is decentralized. This fundamental aspect is both its greatest strength and its biggest challenge. Understanding Bitcoin means grasping its implications for privacy, security, and financial sovereignty.
Before Bitcoin, if you wanted to pay someone remotely over the phone or the internet, then you could not use public infrastructure. You would rely on a private bank to open their books and add a ledger entry that debits you and credits the person you're paying. And if you both don't use the same bank, well, then there'll be multiple banks and multiple ledger entries in between. With Bitcoin, the ledger is the public blockchain, and anyone can add an entry to that ledger, transferring their Bitcoins to someone else.
The concept of an open financial network is powerful. Bitcoin eliminates the need for banks as gatekeepers, offering financial access to anyone with an internet connection. This inclusivity is what makes Bitcoin revolutionary, empowering individuals regardless of nationality, wealth, or social status.
Bitcoin is the world's first globally accessible public money. Is it perfect? No. Neither was email when it was invented in 1972. Bitcoin's not the best money on every margin. It's not yet accepted everywhere. It's not used often to quote prices, and it's not always a stable store of value. But it is working, and the mere fact that it works without trusted intermediaries is amazing.
Bitcoin is still in its early stages, much like the internet was decades ago. While it faces hurdles such as volatility and adoption, the technology itself is a breakthrough in financial autonomy.
The real appeal of Bitcoin is people don't want to invest or risk their money. They want to save their money. So Bitcoiners would say, we're not investing, we're saving. It's a savings technology. What if you just wanted to take your life savings and put it into a bank in cyberspace that promises to never freeze your funds, that isn't run by humans, it's run by incorruptible software?
This perception of Bitcoin as digital gold has driven many investors to view it as a hedge against inflation and traditional banking risks. Unlike traditional savings accounts, Bitcoin exists on a blockchain, meaning it can't be frozen or controlled by any single entity.
Similar choke points existed before the internet. If you wanted to deliver a message, you'd have to go through one of 3 television broadcasters or a handful of newspapers. Private corporations are essential, but no critical infrastructure should rely on 1 or 2. The internet removed single points of failure in communications infrastructure and ushered in a wave of competition among new media corporations building on top of its public rails. Blockchains can similarly disintermediate critical payments and IoT infrastructure.
Bitcoin's role extends beyond just financial transactions. It represents a shift in how information and trust are managed. Just as the internet decentralized information, Bitcoin decentralizes finance.
Bitcoin, it was the winner. It attracted all the smart capital. Satoshi launched Bitcoin, disappeared from history forever, disclaimed any beneficial ownership. It said, I don't control it, I don't own it. It is my gift. It is sovereign money.
The creation of Bitcoin by the pseudonymous Satoshi Nakamoto is one of its defining characteristics. Unlike traditional financial systems controlled by banks or governments, Bitcoin has no central authority, making it unique in the world of money.
Big tech is going to embrace Bitcoin. They're going to let you hold your Bitcoin on your iPhone, on your Android phone. It will find its way into Microsoft software, Amazon software, Google, Apple software. I think that banks are going to embrace Bitcoin. So your bank's going to give you a loan against your Bitcoin. It'll buy Bitcoin for you. Insurance companies will start to support Bitcoin.
The future of Bitcoin likely involves greater integration with mainstream finance and technology. As adoption increases, Bitcoin could become as ubiquitous as email or online banking.
The SWIFT network has relayed hundreds of millions of dollars in fraudulent transactions because of hacked member banks in Bangladesh, Vietnam, Ecuador, and Russia. The FBI suspects now that the largest of these hacks was perpetrated by North Korea.
The reliance on centralized financial systems exposes vulnerabilities. Bitcoin's decentralized nature removes these single points of failure, making it a robust alternative.
The federal government is already among the largest holders of Bitcoin. Unfortunately, in recent years, the U.S. government has foolishly sold tens of thousands of additional Bitcoin that were worth billions and billions of dollars had they not sold them.
This highlights the long-term value of Bitcoin. Despite its volatility, Bitcoin has continually appreciated over time, raising questions about its role as a reserve asset.
What if you just wanted to take your life savings and put it into a bank in cyberspace that promises to never freeze your funds, that isn't run by humans, it's run by incorruptible software?
The idea of financial independence and self-sovereignty is a core principle of Bitcoin. It provides an alternative to banks and governments, ensuring individuals have complete control over their wealth. Bitcoin is more than just a new form of currency. It is a technological innovation that challenges traditional financial systems. It provides an alternative to banks, offering a decentralized way to store and transfer wealth. Unlike conventional money, which relies on central banks and financial institutions, Bitcoin operates on a distributed network, ensuring that no single entity has control over it. This decentralization brings greater financial autonomy, but it also introduces challenges such as volatility, scalability, and regulatory uncertainty. As adoption increases, Bitcoin's role in the global economy continues to evolve. Some see it as the future of money, a hedge against inflation, and a tool for financial sovereignty. Others argue that its limitations, such as slow transaction speeds and high energy consumption, hinder its viability as a mainstream currency. Yet, like the early days of the internet, Bitcoin is constantly improving, with new developments in blockchain technology aiming to make it more efficient and accessible. Beyond individual ownership, institutions and governments are now recognizing Bitcoin's potential. Countries are exploring ways to regulate and integrate it into their economies, while major corporations are adopting it as part of their financial strategy. Whether Bitcoin will eventually replace traditional currency or remain a digital asset for investment and wealth preservation is still up for debate.
Digital assets are here to stay, and we are going to make the U.S. the digital asset hub of the world. For the past 4 years, the crypto community, digital assets, the administration retarded their growth, and we are set to accelerate that through a positive partnership and through smart regulation.
With all this in mind, where do you see Bitcoin's role in the future? Will it become a mainstream financial tool, or will it remain a niche asset? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.